Hey, how's it going? Thanks for tuning into another video. So I'm on my drive home and I thought I'll have a little chat to you and see how we're getting on and everything like that. And I was kind of thinking about a conversation I had the other day with someone where they were talking about the fact that, you know, they want to start some new income streams and stuff like that, but they were having a tough time because they're not good at a whole bunch of stuff and they don't really know what they're doing. And, I was kind of thinking, like, what's the best way to answer that question? Because at the time I was like, well, you know, you got to suck before you can be good, kind of thing. But I didn't really have any analogies or anything like that. And then right now it kind of dawned on me. I was like, the first time you drive a car, how awful are you at driving a car? Like, you take so much time to concentrate on all sorts of stuff, and it's like your brain's in overdrive, right? Everything's happening at once and it's chaotic, and you're like, you don't know where to look, you're looking everywhere, you're kind of all over the place, and you're figuring it all out. But the 100th time you've driven a car, or the 1000th time, or the 100,000th time you've driven a car, it's like second nature. Like right now, I'm recording a video, I'm talking to the camera, I'm driving, I'm doing my thing. Like, you can multitask. It's not rocket science stuff, because you get comfortable doing it, you build the habits that make you a good driver, and then from that point on it's easy. Like, you're just crushing it and it becomes second nature. And the same thing applies for when you're not good at something. Like, if you took a couple minutes now to think about like something you're really good at, but remember the first time you tried it and how awful you were. Like the first time, if you were, let's say you're a gamer, right? The first time you played a game, you weren't that good at it, but the more you played, the better you got, and before you knew it, you were smashing it up. The first time you played a sport, if you're a sportsman, like, yeah, you may have been talented, you might have been relatively good, but until you actually put in the hours and you put in the work, you were average. You may be above average, slightly above average, and then you put in the reps, you put in the work, and all of a sudden you started getting a whole lot better and a whole lot more comfortable with what it was that you were doing. And then before you knew it, you were like that top 1%. Like, when I first started playing cricket, I was talented, I was gifted, but I wasn't a machine. Like, I wasn't amazing, I was just good. And then you put in the hours, you put in the graft, and then before you know it, it's like, oh, okay, shit, actually this kid has got potential here. Like, he's having more and more moments of brilliance. And that's what, like, that's how you create moments of brilliance, is by doing things over and over and over again and building the habits that then make you a better version of yourself later down the road. So if you've been putting off something because you're worried about not being good at it, or thinking that, oh, well, you know, like, there's so many people that are already doing it and they're all very good. It's like, yeah, they're good because they put in the effort, they put in the time, they've done the necessary to make themselves good, if that makes sense. But like, you coming in straight off the bat, you're gonna have to put in the time, you're gonna have to put in the effort, you're gonna have to put in the yards, the hours, etc., etc. And once you've done that for long enough, you'll start seeing that actually you're playing catch up. And it's like, if you think you're going to come straight off the bat and be awesome at something, you're super misled. Like, you're thinking now about something that you're good at, right? And you're like, oh yeah, but I'm good at that now. It's like, yeah, but that's because you've done it for so long. If you're 30 years old, you've had like 25 years experience, or whatever it is, like however long you've been doing whatever it is you're doing, you've got that much experience. Like, when you first started walking, you were stumbling all over the place, you were falling all over your feet, you could barely hold on to something and stand up, you couldn't walk and chew gum at the same time, let alone like run. Now you can break into a stride, you can break into a sprint at a moment's notice, and it's not a big deal. Like, but it's because you've got however many years old you are worth of experience in walking, running, crawling, diving, jumping, whatever it may be. So stop thinking about like the end game. Stop thinking about, oh, well, there's so many people that are better than me, there's so many this, there's so many that. Like, just put in the time, just start putting in the effort, start figuring it out, get that body moving, get momentum, and then the rest takes care of itself. Like, you don't have to be brilliant off the bat, but the more time you put in, the more effort you put in, the better you're going to be down the line. So, like I said in one of the videos I did last week, or the week before, that, I can't remember now, all the days are blurring into one, but I said something along the lines of, Gary Player once said that the harder I work, the luckier I get. It's the same thing that applies here. You're going to put in the effort, you're going to put in the work, you're going to put in the hours, and inevitably it's going to pay off. But you've got to put in the time. You've got to be able to take those sacrifices. You've got to prepare to suck at shit for a while. Like, embrace the suck. This is one of the things that I talk to the guys that I coach a lot about, and I say things like, you got to embrace the suck. You got to just aim to be that 1% better each and every day. Like, it's not about being amazing off the bat and being the best possible version right now. Like, you're not competing with the 1% yet. You're in the bucket of the 99%. You got to put in that effort and that time to then start climbing that ladder a little bit, and then all of a sudden you're in the top 20%, then the top 15%, then the top 10%, then the 5, the 3s, the 2s, the 1s, then the 1% of the 1%. But you don't just roll out of bed one day and you're the 1% of the 1%. Like, that is hours and hours of beating on your craft, putting in a whole bunch of time and getting involved, just doing what you need to do. And it starts by setting your intentions. It's like, decide what it is that you're going to do, and then put in the hours, put in the work. And that's probably one of the biggest problems that most people face these days, is that they've got too many options. It's like, what do you want to do? You can be one of 10,000 fucking options, and it's like, shit, too many options, and you're left feeling unfulfilled because you don't know what you're missing out on. If you had just 2 options, if it was be a plumber or be a welder, and you went with one or the other, it's like, okay, well, it was a 50-50 chance. I'm pretty stoked with what I've got, and I've got a pretty good idea of what the other one would be like right now. So you can kind of rationalize it and you can kind of come to terms with it. But if you're 10,000 options, you're kind of sitting there going, shit, but what about option 9,999? Like, what if that was the option for me? And now I've chosen option 545. And it's like, shit, you don't know what you're missing out on. There's too many things. So option number, like, the first step in this whole process is just make a decision. Decide, this is what I'm going to do. This is what this is what good's going to look like for me. Set your intentions, put in the work, and then just keep grinding, keep going. One foot in front of the other. Embrace the suck. Prepare to be shit at something for a prolonged period of time, but know that every day that you just keep beating on that craft, keep moving, keep doing what you're doing, is one day closer to getting the result that you're after. Is one day closer to becoming that version of yourself that you want to be. Like, it doesn't happen overnight, but the more hours you put in, the more effort you put in, the more comfortable you are with being uncomfortable, and the more prepared you are to suck at something for however long it's going to take. That's when you start seeing the results. That's when things start coming your way. And like, it's not about the immediate satisfaction. It's about putting in the hours and then getting a result at the end of the day. But you're only going to get that result by sucking for a very long period of time. So, long story short, and beating around the bush, getting all the way back to the original topic of, like, just embrace the suck. 1% rule. Be prepared to put in 1% more today than you did yesterday. Be that 1% better. Set your intentions for the day. So when you wake up, decide, what does a good day look like for me? And then don't rest until you've done it, until you've achieved that good day. And then your day's over. And then you can go to bed and start again tomorrow. And then tomorrow's a new day. Don't focus on, oh, yesterday I had a great day. No one gives a fuck. That's yesterday. This is today. Today you got to have another good day. And then the next day you got to have another good day, and you got to string a whole bunch of wins together. Once you've strung a bunch of wins together, then you've won a week. Once you've strung a bunch of weeks together, then you've won the month. Once you've strung a bunch of months together, then you won the year. And then at the end of the year, you look back and you go, holy shit. At the beginning of the year, I was the worst fucking driver on planet Earth. I could barely shift gears and fucking turn the steering wheel at the same time. Now look at me. And you can do a comparison because you've put in the time, you've put in the effort. And the biggest thing is, like, if you're relating this all back to fitness, health, well-being, take progress pictures, take data points, make sure you're measuring, because you're not going to see those incremental improvements over time. It's going to be a case of, like, you're going to have a slow progression, and all of a sudden one day you're going to look at it and you're going to be like, I'm not making any progress, but that's because you've got no data points to look at. Whereas if you did progress, like, it's related to fitness, right? You jump on the scale, you measure yourself, you do your body fat percentage, muscle mass percentage, you do all sorts of whatever, like measure every single body part you can. Take progress pictures, like a whole bunch of data points. Now, when you're feeling like you're not making progress, you look at all those data points and you go, holy shit, okay, yeah, my weight hasn't changed, but damn, I'm down 10% in body fat and I'm up 10 pounds in muscle mass, or whatever the case may be. But you've got data points and you look at that progress picture and you're like, holy shit, I was looking like SpongeBob SquarePants at the beginning of the year, and now I'm looking like I've got a little bit of a taper. I'm looking a bit more like a Dorito chip. Like, this is good times. So, like, you need those data points, but you're only going to see data and you're only going to see results if you're putting in the time, you're beating on that craft. And like I said in one of my other videos the other day, you're not going to slap 600 pounds at a bar and try and squat or deadlift it. You're going to start with the bar, you're going to start nice and easy, and then you're going to work your way up, and you're going to put in the time, you're going to put in the effort, and then that's when the results will come. And before you know it, a month, 2 months, 3 months down the line, you look back and you go, damn, I kind of know what I'm talking about. I kind of know what I'm doing here. I'm kind of seeing results. This is awesome. And then because you've got the flavor for it and you're enjoying it, it's like, oh, okay. Now, staying motivated, keeping on going is not so hard, because it's like you're seeing results, and then the rest takes care of itself. So that's today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hopefully it's not too much background noise or anything like that. If there is, I'll have to re-record it, but I'm hoping that there isn't, and we can just run with this one. Anyway, that's a me problem, not a you problem. Hope you enjoyed today's video. Please like, subscribe, and share. And yeah, just keep plugging away. Don't be scared to be shit at something for a while. Like, embrace the suck, embrace and enjoy being a rookie, because it doesn't last long, and then your expectations go through the roof. It's like if you played golf before, you know. The first time you play golf, you have no expectations. You're like, well, I've seen this sport on TV, it looks pretty rough, and you kind of have a go, and it's like, okay, it's hard, but you know, you enjoy it. Then the more you play, all of a sudden you're like, you have the expectation. You walk out onto the course on a day and you're like, right, like I want to hit sub 70 or sub 80, and then if you don't, you're disappointed. But it's because you've got expectations. You know what good looks like for you now and stuff like that. So embrace the fact that you are new, that you don't know what you're doing. Embrace the fact that you're going to suck, and enjoy the fact that you're going to suck, because that's where the biggest learning curve is. You get that hockey stick growth. It's awesome. So that's today's video. I'll see you all again next time. Have a lovely day, and cheers for now. Bye.